The 30th of June 1943. What does it feel like when the jungle itself seems to breathe hatred? When the night screams with wounded men, and a medic has to crawl through mud soaked with blood while knowing the enemy is close enough to hear him pray? Operation Cartwheel began on this date as a massive Allied offensive in the South and Southwest Pacific, designed to isolate and neutralize the Japanese stronghold at Rabaul without a direct assault. And while generals planned arrows on maps and fleets moved across vast stretches of ocean, the real war for survival unfolded at ground level, where medics operated under fire with nothing but a red cross, a few bandages, morphine syringes, and raw nerve. Because during the brutal island campaigns of New Georgia, Bougainville, and the surrounding Solomon and Bismarck Islands, combat medics were ordered forward with the infantry, often landing in the first assault waves, knowing full well that the symbol meant to protect them frequently made them targets, not shields, as Japanese snipers deliberately aimed for anyone trying to save the wounded, turning mercy into a death sentence. In the opening days of the New Georgia campaign in July 1943, dense jungle swallowed units whole, visibility dropped to a few feet, and medics crawled blindly towards screams that echoed through mangrove swamps where bodies sank and resurfaced days later, bloated and pale, their faces frozen in terror. And in these conditions, a medic's war became a relentless sequence of horror and heroism, dragging men with shattered legs away from machine gun fire, packing wounds while artillery shells burst so close that dirt and bone rained down together, treating malaria, dysentery, and gangrene while knowing that evacuation could take days and that some men would die simply because helicopters did not exist yet and boats could not reach the shoreline under fire. During the fighting around Munda airfield, one of Cartwheel's key objectives, medics worked non-stop for hours under Japanese artillery barrages, often performing emergency amputations with minimal anesthesia while wounded soldiers bit down on rifle slings to keep from screaming. And at night the jungle transformed into something almost supernatural as enemy infiltration tactics brought sudden terror, with Japanese soldiers slipping silently through the darkness to bayonet the wounded, forcing medics to carry pistols and fight like infantrymen when evacuation routes were overrun. And survivors later recalled hearing whispered voices in the trees, not knowing whether it was the enemy or dying men calling for help, a psychological torment that stayed with them long after the campaign ended. On Bougainville in November 1943, another phase of Operation Cartwheel, medics endured one of the most chilling aspects of jungle warfare when rain turned foxholes into graves. Wounded men drowned slowly as medics tried to keep their heads above water while bullets snapped overhead. And one documented reality of the campaign was that medics often returned alone from rescue attempts, their arms slick with blood, having failed to save a friend whose name they would carry for the rest of their lives. Because despite the scale of the operation involving tens of thousands of troops, aircraft carriers, and naval bombardments, the war narrowed down to moments measured in seconds where a single decision meant life or death. What makes Cartwheel especially haunting is that it was a campaign of attrition and isolation rather than swift victory, meaning the wounded piled up while Japanese forces, cut off but still lethal, fought desperately from caves and bunkers, sometimes feigning death until a medic approached, leading to close-range shootings that shattered any illusion of safety. And in after-action reports and veterans' testimonies, medics described the sickening realization that the screams never really stopped. They just moved farther away, echoing through the jungle long after firefights ended. Yet within this nightmare, acts of astonishing courage occurred daily as medics repeatedly exposed themselves to enemy fire to retrieve the wounded, earning a disproportionate number of silver stars and medals of honor during the Pacific War. Not because they sought glory, but because turning away was never an option. And while Operation Cartwheel succeeded strategically by early 1944 in isolating, Rabaul, and crippling Japanese air and naval power in the region. Its human cost was written in blood, fever, and fear, etched into the memories of those who crawled forward when every instinct screamed to stay down. And as the campaign faded into history books, often summarized in a few clean sentences, the Medics' War remained a shadowed chapter of endurance and sacrifice, raising one final unsettling question that still lingers in the silence after the guns fell quiet. If you had been there, hearing the wounded cry out in the dark while knowing the enemy was watching, would you have crawled forward into the horror, or would fear have won?